This man never saw it coming. Other people get reincarnated into lives of luxury. So how did he end up as the lord of some forgotten village in the middle of nowhere? Didn't even have a house, just sleeping on the floor. 20 villagers total. How do you build anything with numbers that low? But honestly still beats starting with just a dog. Except the moment he arrives bandits are already raiding the place. This dump is so poor a thief would leave a donation. What are you even looting here guys? But this was his territory now. He couldn't just stand there. Problem was they had over 100 men. His side had barely a handful. And even fewer who could actually fight. 3 knights from his household would obviously step up. That was never a question. But the rest were just hired adventurers. Their job was only to get him to the village alive. Defending this land was not their problem. Fighting would just mean pointless losses. The most they could offer was escorting him to safety. But even if the captain was a monster in combat, one man can't take 100. That's when the butler stepped forward. Turns out he was a 4-element mage. He could raise a massive earthen wall in an instant. All their fighters could attack from behind it at range, and he would act as bait, draw them in. Then the captain would strike from the flank. The lord shut that plan down immediately. In his mind the butler and captain were the 2 pillars of their fighting strength. If he lost them here, any future for this territory was pure fantasy. So he decided he would be the bait himself. That statement shocked everyone. The way he saw it, noble or commoner, all lives are equal, even if it meant his death. He refused to send someone else to die, and defending this land was his duty as its lord anyway. That shook every single person standing there to their core, especially the adventurer named Ort. He had always believed nobles were absolute scum, the type who treat commoner lives like disposable trash. He only took this escort job because he had to, but this lord was nothing like the rest. Before they left he actually came over to thank them personally. No noble arrogance, no looking down on anyone. He was just completely down to earth, and he even remembered every single one of their names. A noble who acts like that. It changed something inside Ort. He decided to fight for him, and the other adventurers all chose to join in too. Morale shot through the roof. They stuck to the butler's original battle plan. He would be the bait, while the knights and adventurers attacked from both sides. The butler unleashed his magic. 2 giant earth walls shot up from the ground. With all that noise, the bandits didn't even notice a thing. Too busy attacking the front. The archer squad struck first, catching the enemy completely off guard. Then the captain shot into the enemy ranks like lightning, cutting down dozens of bandits in mere moments. Through everyone's combined efforts, the enemy numbers kept dropping. The remaining bandits panicked and scattered in every direction. The bandit leader saw the fight was lost, so he made a desperate dash to get behind the wall and kill the archers, taking as many as he could with him. In that critical moment, the lord suddenly burst out and grabbed his attention, using his small frame to his advantage. He barely dodged a lethal strike, then counter-slashed clean and precise, finishing the guy off. In the end it was a complete victory. The remaining bandits were all captured. The adventurer's escort mission was technically over, but Ort had completely changed his mind. This lord had courage and brains, and not a single drop of that typical noble arrogance. A man like that is definitely going somewhere. So right then he decided to follow him, and his teammates all agreed without hesitation. They would stay and help build this territory. But this place was wide open, sure, yet completely run down. The villagers were barely eating. All of them looked drained and lifeless. The village chief came to greet and thank the new lord. After talking he finally understood. Ever since this land was put under his father's name, not a single soldier was ever sent to patrol or guard it, which let the surrounding bandits run wild. But the root cause was this village was too remote and too worthless. The tax they paid was pocket change, so it was treated like a disposable pawn no one cared about. To change the village's fate, they needed to create value the kingdom couldn't ignore, earn enough money to hire soldiers for defense, then push development and grow the village. But these weren't new ideas to the villagers. Every single one of those plans was impossible with their strength. They hadn't even solved the basic problem of having enough food, and even being this broke, they still had to pay 30% of their harvest to the kingdom. Pure exploitation, basically expecting the horse to run without giving it any grass to steady everyone's nerves and help the village survive this immediate crisis. The lord immediately slashed the tax down to 10%. Then he ordered the butler to use magic and raise earthen walls to temporarily reinforce the village's outer defenses. After that he gathered some wood, wanting to test out his own production magic, and what he found was wild. When he focused his mana into his fingertips he could sense every fiber in the wood. Then he could control those fibers twisting and binding them together, tightly woven like braiding a rope, until a multicolored ultra-high density fiber block was formed. Basically it looked insanely cool. These fiber blocks were super light, but their hardness was absolutely unreal. Even a sharp blade slashing at it couldn't leave a single scratch. Everyone was stunned. Ordinary would refined into something this indestructible. Then the lord had an idea. He used these fiber blocks to craft all kinds of weapons. I feel like at this rate he might even figure out how to make gold. If your dad knew you had this power, he probably never would have kicked you out. And here's the crazy part. His hands didn't stop all day, just grinding non-stop, yet he showed zero signs of mana exhaustion. Production magic burns through mana like crazy, you know. A normal mage can maybe craft 1 item a day, but weapons alone won't cut it. The biggest problem right now was everyone needed a place to sleep. After working themselves to the bone all day, completely exhausted, they couldn't just keep sleeping on the ground forever. So bright and early next morning, he found a wide flat open space, stacked up all the fiber blocks he made the day before, and next he was about to try spawning an entire mansion.